we'll now bring in our reporter, Simphiwe Makhanya, who's all the way in KwaZulu-Natal for us this evening. Now, you'd remember that he has spent the day celebrating Nelson Mandela Day. And of course, let's now bring in our reporter there, Simphiwe Makhanya. Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. Now, you've spent the day, of course, in the Nelson Mandela Day celebrations in the Musa Dladla region. And of course, this is the first time we have seen Police Minister Senzo Mchunu be in some of a public engagement with members of the public. Just tell us more about what transpired today and what he had to say about the allegations leveled against him.
Indeed, Dimbali, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers at home. The Police Minister Senzo Mchunu appeared unfazed and confident, as he addressed hundreds of party supporters and members at the Musa Dladla region of the ANC. You recall, of course, that he has been under immense pressure, from the general public following those, damning allegations which were made against him, by the Provincial Commissioner of Police here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Lieutenant General Nkwana, about 2 weeks ago. So today, the minister, who has since been placed on special leave, took to the podium and addressed the party supporters and members of the ANC who had gathered for the Nelson Mandela Day, basically, insisting that he's innocent and he denies all the allegations that have been leveled against him, saying, of course, that the announcement by the president to establish a commission of inquiry to probe the very allegations that were made against him by the Provincial Commissioner of Police, Lieutenant General Nkwana, is something that he welcomes with open, arms, saying that, of course, this particular platform is going to be the one that will determine who is right and who is wrong. But he was just basically saying that, he welcomes the recent developments and also maintaining that he is innocent until proven otherwise.
Certainly, Simphiwe, and also maybe let's talk about how he was received by members of the public or those in support of the ANC in Empangeni today, because we've seen a lot of reaction coming out from the public, some showing their dissatisfaction with the positioning of President Cyril Ramaphosa, resorting to place the police minister on special leave.
Indeed, Dimbali. In fact, it was quite a different reception in the area of Empangeni, which is his hometown, under the Musa Dladla region of the ANC, where he was warmly welcomed by hundreds of party faithfuls who had gathered there. And we also had an opportunity, by the way, to speak to some of them on the sidelines of that particular gathering. And they did say to us off camera that they stand by the, Minister of Police. They believe in his innocence, and they don't think, that he should be facing the criticism that he's currently facing. Also, something that he echoed during our interaction with him earlier on, where he said it is rather unfortunate that when someone makes these serious allegations against him, you see people, without giving him the opportunity to present his side of the story, believing, those particular allegations. But he said only time will reveal as to who did what and where.
And Simphiwe, one can also not ignore the fact that is it normal for us to see a minister who has since been placed on special leave to now continue do these walkabouts or runarounds within his hometown province? And I ask this question because we do know that we are headed to another ANC conference, and we have been told by some that Senzo Mchunu is actually indeed eyeing a top 7 position within the ANC. And of course, we do know that the ANC does not open the window for some of its members to start campaigning. But can we say that this is somewhat of a campaign within the ANC for Senzo Mchunu?
Well, Mbali, there are those talks in some circles of, the ANC where people do say that the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, is amongst those who will be gunning for top positions within the ANC once the party goes to the elective conference in about 2 years from now. But of course, that is something that we wait to see in terms of him availing himself for any position. But the sentiment really has been, that he is working the ground quietly, as of course the Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, has been at pains to say that the campaigning for any position has not been, officially opened within the party, and therefore, just calling for calm at this particular time. But of course, we are seeing that Minister Senzo Mchunu has been pretty active on the ground, galvanizing support for the ANC. You'd recall, of course, that when that particular media briefing by the provincial commissioner was held, he was in Vryheid, where he was campaigning ahead of the by-election, which took place about 2 days ago, Mbali.
All right, then Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time.